Hey guys, Robin here with Oracle Rising. How's it going? Welcome to my channel and namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. So today's subject is how to decalcify your pineal gland, or what is often called the third eye. So the third eye resides in your brain, and this is a little gland that can help you perceive different dimensions, different realms. It can also be your connection to your higher self and your team and spirit. It can really aid you in having visions about the future. So this is a really important portal for you guys to keep open. Okay, so things that can cloud or crust over your pineal gland and sort of render it useless or pretty much immobile in your brain is like pollution, eating certain kinds of food, consuming fluoride. And I've done a video, you guys, on the dangers of consuming fluoride. It's on my channel somewhere, so you might want to have a look at that. I do everything in my power not to consume fluoride. I filter fluoride out of my drinking water. It's also important not to bathe in fluoride water, and I use fluoride-free toothpaste. So really important tips for you in that video. So let's talk about how you can decalcify your pineal gland so that it will start working for you. So you can start really communicating with different dimensions. You'll have higher access to guides in higher dimensions. So the first point I have here, you guys, is using turmeric. So I cook with a lot of turmeric. It's really beneficial for your health in multiple platforms. So I try to add that to almost everything that I make. I make a lot of really spicy dishes, and you just throw in a little bit of turmeric to help amp up the flavor. Turmeric also comes in capsules and probably like a pill form too. I've seen cultures that make a turmeric paste and they put it here on their forehead. So if you see people that have something like this on their forehead, it is something that is enabling their third eye to function at its highest possibility. So I think that one's really interesting and super easy. So the second thing I have here for you guys is something called Ginkgo, and you might have heard of a vitamin or a supplement called Ginkgo biloba. It's advertised as helping your brain function. So one of the side effects is helping to decalcify your pineal gland. So I looked up a little bit about ginkgo, and it comes from something called a maidenhair tree, and it's derived from the leaves. I have to interrupt Lacey. Hold on for a second. So Lacey is my dog, and she likes nothing better than to start working on a bone as soon as I start filming. So I just wanted to give her a little pausola over there. So the third thing I have here for you guys is iodine. All right, so this is something to be a little bit careful about, you guys, especially if you have a thyroid condition. I didn't know that iodine was not good for hypothyroid. I'm not sure about hyperthyroid. I have a hypothyroid gland, and I was using iodine and I just started to feel really terrible. So I stopped using it when I did a little bit more research, and that comes in a liquid form, and I'm pretty sure you can get it in a tablet as well. But like, before you start doing any of these practices, you guys really make sure, if you have other health conditions, that there's nothing going to interact for you, okay? So just be really careful. Do your own research when I give you these points. And some people just using iodized salt is enough, but I'm not going to talk about salt. I try not to use it in my diet at all. So the fourth thing I have for you guys is pretty yummy. It's raw cacao. And if you are a shake or smoothie person, you can just dump a little bit of that in there, and you can do your research on how much is appropriate, or you could just use it until it tastes delicious enough for you. I'm sure you could pop it into things that you are baking, like if you're making pancakes or muffins or something like that, just toss in some raw cacao. It's really good for your health. All right. So I tried this next one. and it was absolutely horrendous to taste. So it's raw apple cider vinegar, and it's got a myriad of health benefits. But man, that taste, you just pucker like nobody's business, like, ooh, blah. And it's important that it's raw, okay? So you can look for that on your shelves if you're a really brave soul. You can chug a shot of that once a day, but man, I'm not even kidding, like how horrendous it tastes. So, and I know that it does come in a tablet form or a capsule form as well. So whatever works for you. And again, it can really help with your metabolism and other things that are going on with your body. So any one of these things that you try are probably going to impact your health in a good way. But again, that disclaimer that I gave you about really making sure that it's not going to impact other things that you might have going on with your health. Organic food, you know, this is food that is grown without pesticide. So, I mean, pesticides they're obviously not healthy for you, but not everybody has access to organic food or can afford it. I mean, shopping for organic food where I live, man, the price tag is super hefty. And of course, the food, the vegetables and fruit, they don't last as long. So you have to really be careful about organic food, or maybe you can grow your own if you live in that kind of a climate where you're lucky enough to be able to have a garden. So you can try that one out too. And a raw organic diet is probably best for the body. And I tried raw organic, but man, I like warm food, you know. I really like a hot meal every now and again, probably every day actually. So I try to shop organic, but it's not really accessible here, and honestly, it's so pricey. So do what you can with that one, you guys, or maybe grow your own. So the next thing I have for you guys is something that I've also done a video on, just this particular subject on sun gazing. So there's something about the sun which will really help open up your pineal gland. The sun has codes that will come through your eyes, right? So if you want a little bit more information about that, go check it out. So sun gazing should occur in the morning when the sun is rising, in the evening when it's setting, so that you're not sitting and staring at a noonday sun with your eyes blistering out of your head. You got to be careful with everything that I'm talking to you about and do what works for you. So there's also sun gazing frequencies and mantras and meditations, so you can try those out too if you're not somebody that is up at the crack of dawn, or you know, you just can't make it for a sunset. So there's ways around all of this stuff too. All right, the next point I have for you guys, really trying to help decalcify your third eye, is the gazing meditation. And I've also done a full video on this one too. It's when you meditate by staring into your reflection in a mirror. Something about that, you go like right into a meditative state. I've seen people talk about how it's just your brain fooling you into seeing things. I don't believe that at all. Gazing meditation is very powerful. It can be a little bit intimidating also, because you see things that you would just not ordinarily see, right? You see things without a filter, and you'll go right into that. Imagine your peak meditation mode. You're right there, like boom, like a Ferrari. So the final point that I have for you guys, and I stumbled across this quite by accident a couple years ago, is to heal leaky gut. And not everybody is aware that they might even have leaky gut syndrome. This is part of the reason why people get so affected by gluten. There's something in gluten that it can really deteriorate your stomach walls, and this is how I think I got a thyroid issue, because it creates antibodies and it will attack your thyroid. So it's really easy to heal leaky gut. Just check out probiotics. If you've got some sort of severe condition, obviously you need to go see a doctor, but it can be as simple as limiting gluten intake. And it's unfortunate that so many delicious things are made from gluten, but be really, conscious about taking probiotic to seal up your gut so things like this aren't affecting your bloodstream. And just another tip that I came across too is if you are going to be consuming gluten, because I like nothing better than slices of toast every now and again, and gluten-free bread can be kind of like a glorified sponge and it's not delicious at all. So I found a really helpful tip is to take, and of course the name is activated charcoal. If you take activated charcoal prior to consuming gluten, it should really absorb all of it and really just exit it from your body. You know what I mean? It becomes a waste product. So it should really minimize the effects, and I wouldn't not recommend it for people that have celiac disorder. This is for people with gluten sensitivities, not a celiac issue. So there's some really interesting things you can do to really start expanding your consciousness, contacting your spirit guides, and none of these things are expensive either. So some really handy tips for you guys to try at home if you feel like you're just not getting where you want to be on your ascension path. Cheap and easy. Just how I like it. All right, guys. So I want to wish you a blessed day ahead. And once again, thanks for being here. Take care. Bye.